table in that half-dead light. Miss Robin in the middle, calling every shot, directing and producing, till the story runs hot. 1-1 from the city, badge heavy on his chest, towing that law like a wicked chain, spitting facts, no rest. Crimes after dark, we close the night outright. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel. We watch the threads ignite. JJ in the corner, state of the deep in his head. Which lies to toss and which ones to keep instead? They go from the cafe, says forget about it, leans back, spins his thoughts like a blade, cutting holes in the track. Lee at the front, head advocate, steady stare, every word like a warning, every silence a dare. All of them leaning in, clock crawling, eyes bright. Every secret feels louder than the buzzing of the night. Crimes after dark, we close the night outright. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel. We watch the threads ignite. You can bury it in paper, you can lock it in a file, but the truth bleeds through, drip by drip, tile by tile. We're dragging it to daylight, name by name, line by line. If you wrote it in the shadows, we'll read it out this time. Yeah. Crimes after dark, we close the night outright. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel. We watch the threads ignite.
Well, hello out there, everyone. Welcome to Crimes After Dark with Devil's Advocates. We're happy to be here again. Sorry for how choppy that song was. I don't know. We're having some storms here, so maybe something going on. So hopefully StreamYard stays steady and doesn't just go out. Hopefully, we're not going to have a problem with the internet or anything. So, but welcome on in, everyone. It's great to see everyone. Just letting you know, for those who are aware, just reminding you, Lee is off on Sundays, and if you're new here, well, Lee is off on Sundays. So either way, you are warned that tonight is the boss man's night off, but you have the rest of the panel. Well, I shouldn't say rest, minus JJ, because unfortunately he can't be here on Sundays right now. But you have myself, the amazing 1-1. You have Logan from Bronx Tales True Crime, and of course, Sir Dego from True Crime Cafe. So we will be with you this evening. Tonight kicks off our deep dive into the Jon Benet Ramsey case. Last week we finished up with looking into the death of Princess Diana, and that was a really fascinating series to go through with the panel and with all of you out there, of course. So we appreciate all of you guys who tune in on Sundays. Whether you're live or if you're on the replay crew, we appreciate the support either way. So, but all right, so I'm going to go ahead and start bringing up our panelists, and let's start off with Miss Logan. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How was your
Good.
Sunday today? Anything interesting going on?
It's been so good, actually. Bronx and I went on about a little over 2-hour hike earlier today, so
Oh,
we really
nice.
enjoyed that. I didn't do it for me; I did it for him because he needed it. My hip hurts like heck because my mattress or my bed frame broke this week, and it won't
Oh,
stay put. So my hip's been hurting, but it's not my world; it's his. I'm just here living in it.
right. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that about your bed and your hip. I know how that is. That's no fun. So hopefully you'll be able to get that. And you know what? Beds are so expensive.
Yeah, makes me realize I'm not young anymore.
Oh man, I'll tell you. And gone are the days when I could just put a box spring and a mattress on the floor and just call
Oh
that good.
no, no way. No way.
When I was a young pup, yes, that was no. In fact, I preferred it that I was 15, 16 or whatever. But no, not at 54. So no.
Nope, my body is old and crickety crackety, and one small little broken board is going to change my whole life, so I better get it fixed.
Yeah, yep. I've been there, done that. Those boards, I'll tell you, sometimes they don't hold up all that great. So,
Nope.
oh my goodness, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that so that I can add Sir Dego to the stage. How are you, sir?
Whoa. Good evening.
Whoa.
Good to see
Hello.
you. So you got the princess and the pea syndrome going on, huh?
Yeah.
Remember that story? It reminded me of that when you started talking about it. I'm okay. Good to see you ladies today. I hope you're having a great day and an awesome weekend. Hope we're looking forward to this as well. Should be interesting. I think every one of us in the true crime world has looked at, thought about, or looked into this story at least once. So, um,
Yeah,
definitely interested to get involved in this. So I'm kind of excited for this. It's great to do it with you guys as always, and it's great to
yeah,
have everybody here tonight within the community. Thank you guys for joining us for this. So
yes. We are definitely excited and so glad that all of you out there are along with us on the journey. So I shall go ahead and bring up Sir One. Where'd he go? There he is. I got so much stuff loaded backstage. Hello, One.
Captain
Hello.
1-1.
Evening.
Oh no, you guys and your toys.
How is everyone?
I gotta get one of those. Good. How are you?
So, well, I can't really walk too well right now.
Uh-oh.
So I have my own issues. So Logan said her bed like broke or whatever, and I that will be really hard on your back, and you definitely got to get that fixed.
Oh yeah.
So as you know, I have little ones. You know, I have a 2-year-old,
Yes.
and I have soon to be a 6-year-old. So he my son gets never ending birthday parties and all the stuff that they get invited to. So he had a party today to attend, and it's basically uh like a gymnastics place that has all those jumpy things and I don't know, those big blow up, like I
Yeah,
don't
the
know
bouncy
what
house
you
stuff.
bouncy
Yeah.
houses, and so the kids they wanted me to chase them and start jumping on the bouncy things, and they kept saying jump higher, higher, higher. I'm like, okay, so I kept doing that, but the bottom of my legs, I don't think liked it too much. So
Nice.
I'm feeling it. I am feeling it.
Yeah, that's probably not something I don't anticipate that you do that at work too much. So
No,
yeah,
not that kind.
oh
But it's
boy,
fun. It's fun.
they're keeping you young. That's what it is. One. They're gonna keep you
Yeah.
young.
Well, try to keep me young, but
And just making you realize all the things that now hurt when you do them that didn't
Yes.
before.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's cute.
Oh boy. Okay.
But it
Well,
was fun. It's fun times. I don't know.
yeah, and those are the kind of things that they're going to remember and you're going to remember, so that you're creating some good
Yeah,
memories there. So
I'm
that's
always
great.
those, I'm always a kid at heart with those things. So yeah, I know I might be new captain in NYPD. I've always loved playing like video games and all that stuff. And when it comes to like running around and playing tag and playing water guns and all that stuff, so like at the party, there's like a group of parents. They're like whatever, yapping about whatever bullshit nonsense, taxes and who cares, like boring stuff. And I'm like jumping around bouncy houses. They probably think I'm a fucking lunatic, but I don't care.
No, you're the fun dad.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
you're the
care.
fun
I
dad.
never really cared what other people in that sense thought. So
Enjoy it while
as
you
long-
can. Is all I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
You can complain about taxes later.
Yeah. No, but it's
Yeah.
it's fine. The parents they're always mingling, whatever, and I like we like talk to people. They're always talking about nonsense, And do I want to talk about nonsense or do I want to play with the kids?
Yep. Rather be in the bouncy house. I get that.
Yeah, it's more fun, more entertaining.
I got stuck in one
Yeah.
of those one time. That was not fun.
You got
Stuck in
stuck
one.
in one? How do you get stuck in one?
Because we had one at a birthday party for my granddaughter, and
Okay.
they wanted me to get in because I'm kind of that guy too, Mr. Play with the kids as much as I can, of course. But so I crawled in there, and I got into the back corner of it, and 2 or 3 of them jumped on me, and I went down into the corner of it, and I got stuck. I could not get out. I couldn't get footing to get out of the corner because it kept pushing me back over every time I tried to get out of it. And the kids would not stop
Oh
jumping.
no.
So
Wow.
so I had to have two of my boys come in there. They're bigger and jump on it to kind of bounce me out of the damn corner to get me in the middle so I could get up on my knees and crawl the hell out. That was an experience. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they're fun.
Did
They're
anyone
fun.
get
But
a
yeah,
video of this?
No, they tried.
Dang it.
They tried. Yeah,
You,
I've been in all that fun stuff. That the balls, how you get in the balls.
Yeah,
So we have a
you
place out
definitely,
here called. Yeah.
You definitely got to be You definitely got to be careful with with the bouncy things, because if you're not careful, you can bounce on. You got to be careful with your neck and everything. So
Yeah.
you definitely can
yeah.
get. That's why they make you sign like waivers, like, yeah, we're not responsible if you twist your left nut, if you do this, if you do that.
Or you leave it in there, something, yeah.
Yeah, where it becomes detached.
But that's kind of where I was at that day. I was not good for the next couple of days after that one, and they're like, "Come on, Papa, I'm like, "No, you go that way. I'm going that way."
Yeah, but my kids will be. Well, I'll have to get them to go. I haven't gone in quite probably a long time now, but I love going on like upside down roller coasters and all that stuff. I was always into all that water rides. That the more times it goes upside down, the better. I love all that stuff.
Hell no. 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 Nope.
Well, you and I would do well at an amusement park then, one because I'm the same way. I
Yeah.
love the rides, love
My
them.
wife's yeah.
Roller
My wife
coasters are my favorite. Yep.
Like
my wife
like
is
at
I'm too old for that shit. No way in hell.
like at Disney, I love the not that there's that many thrill rides at Disney, but the Twilight Tower of Terror, I love that. I always
That's
love
wild.
that thing. That's not a roller coaster, but it's still cool, right?
No, the best
Yeah.
thing at Disney that I went through, I was younger, but it was still cool as shit, was the Haunted
What?
Mansion.
It's a small world. You can handle
No.
that.
Oh, shut up. No, the Haunted
Oh
Mansion, that was badass. The way they had that, they had holographic, like, you're
man,
Oh yeah,
love
coming down
that.
the stairs,
it's
there's a ghost
awesome.
sitting in between you and the person next to you, and you're like, there's a mirror in front of you. You're like, what the hell? I was freaking out. It's just holograms,
great,
but
it's
still,
great.
it was badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney has that money.
Oh, I know.
Yes, I can see how this would happen. Poor
I pee in my.
Janae.
Actually, that's a funny story. I'm actually a trained gymnast my whole life, and I had to stop doing gymnastics when I was
Oh,
wow.
24, because when I did my passes, I would pee, and I couldn't help it
Yeah.
anymore. So that's why I had to quit.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and that's
Mary
a
Lou.
real thing. I mean, obviously. Yeah. That
Logan.
kind of when you get to be a certain age, that
I'm gonna start calling you
So-
Logan Lou Retton now.
Didn't she get arrested for DUI recently?
Yes, yes. Little tiny little thing. That
That
chick
was actually kind of funny too.
yeah. She definitely don't seem to be as flexible as she used to be back in the day.
No.
Well, that's what happens to us all.
Could you
What
do
are
all
you
that,
gonna
that?
do?
What did you call that, Logan? The bar spinning stuff and all that flip
So-
floppity.
Oh man.
No, I did the full gym up until I was, I don't know, maybe 9-ish, and then at 9 I just strictly did floor.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
That's still wild. Still, some of
Yeah,
that,
that's great.
them balance beam
Yep.
things and this and that. We had a If we got a second, I'll tell you a crazy story.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
Go
So
for
you
it.
know, you know that thing. I think it's called a balance beam that you get up on, you stand, and they walk on
Yeah.
their toes across.
Yeah,
the
it's a
back.
balance beam.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got a call one time. We had a little like a gymnastics facility here that they would go to. Younger kids mostly, but there were some adult classes. Well, this one woman was on that thing, and I don't know how or what she did, but she was doing some kind of a turn or something, and then she had to, from the way it was explained to us, she had to go up on her hands and kind of do like a somersault down it, and then stand and then go back down or something like. I don't know any of that stuff. So anyway, when she came down back on her foot, she caught the side of it or something and broke her ankle so bad when we got there.
Ooh.
Trigger warning. The entire bone was standing out sideways out of her foot.
Ooh.
Like, and I was like,
Ooh.
oh my God. Like it made me look away for a minute. And she, of course, was screaming in pain. And I was like, oh my God. Like, how do you do that on a balance beam? It was just the way she landed,
Wow.
I guess, and it tore. And
Yep.
I'm sure that probably destroyed her career in it, but it was horrifying.
I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
imagine. Wow.
Crazy stuff.
That's
Crazy.
a shame.
Anyway,
I
sorry.
can only imagine how much that must have hurt. Must have been
Just
like
reminded
S's
me.
wrist, only but with an ankle.
Oh, we gave her meds in the squad, and she
Ah.
was still screaming in pain. Like it was.
Oh
that
my
bad. And I
gosh.
kinda- we had really no idea. Like how you're kind of supposed to support and address injuries on the way to the hospital.
Right.
We really couldn't do much for that except wrap it,
No.
stabilize it,
Yeah.
and go. That was it. So
Well,
anyway,
you
Yeah.
gotta
It's funny.
think the beam is
Yeah,
so
good.
thin that
Yeah,
when she
yeah.
probably landed, there wasn't enough support for the rest of her foot. That
Right.
when her ankle twisted, the ankle didn't hit the floor or the beam. It was
Right.
just air for it to keep
That's
going.
kinda
There was
what
nothing to
the-
stop it.
Yep.
her coach.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
her coach kind of explained is what she, because we were like, what the hell happened, you know? And her coach was like, that's basically what you said, and that she came down and then the weird thing was is I guess when it happened, she still landed on the beam. Like she fell down on her side and was still on the beam. And I'm thinking to myself, how? And then they had to pull her off the beam because she didn't want to move and all this. It was crazy. Like I've never seen that. You guys that do that kind of stuff,
Wow.
more power to you. But
Yeah.
Oh,
A
that's-
lot of discipline, like a
Yeah.
ballet
Yeah.
dancer.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
I see
Um,
some comments in the chat, people talking about haunted houses. Yeah, I love all that stuff
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Haunted
Yep.
houses. We have there's a place like about an hour and a half north of me. I wouldn't take my kids until they're a bit older, obviously, but it's almost that they do such a crazy job. There's like 4 or 5 different like houses that they set up, and they have like a hayride, but they actually try to
Yeah.
do like a legit thing. Like people jump out and try to like grab you and all that.
We got a couple like that
insane.
here too.
I'm Halloween. I think you said it the other night, Robin. I believe you said Halloween's I think your favorite. Did you say
Yeah.
Halloween
Oh
was your
yeah.
favorite? Yeah, me
We
too.
love. Yep.
Same
I
here.
know. I've
That's
always
my
loved
favorite.
Halloween. I
Always
know.
been.
Yep.
You live out in the area. I think that guy had that crazy ass. I thought it was in Chicago. Or Wisconsin, maybe it was. But remember, I actually covered him one time on my channel. Russ, I can't think of his last name, but it was a haunted house. And you go through this house, and they like do like, oh shit, what was the name of it? It went beyond. Like they put their hands on you, they try to drown you. All sorts of crazy shit that this guy was doing. He finally got shut down, and I think he got arrested
Wow.
too. But I can't remember his name. Russ.
They try to drown
McCamey
you.
Manor.
Jesus Christ.
McCamey Manor. Yeah, look that up online
Damn.
one day, you guys. It was absolutely insane. No
Oh
lie.
my god.
And all you
Wow.
had to do to pay to get in was bring cans or bags of dog food or something.
Well,
Russ
yeah.
McCamey, that's his name. Look that up, you guys. That's
I
nuts.
know. I don't know what it's called. I know that maybe not as extreme as the guy you're talking about, but I know that they have some kind
Yeah.
of like extreme type haunted house thing where
Yes.
the only way they'll like you have a safe word. Once if you say the safe word, they'll let you. That's the only way
Yeah.
you can leave. They'll let
They had-
obviously
He
they'll
had
let
that
you
too.
leave, but right.
Right. He had that too, but the whole point was it was basically to face your fears and this and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They ignored the safe word stuff. Like there was bad things going on, and I think a
Damn.
couple people died going through that too. It was insane.
No,
Wow.
no, thank you. They could keep
Right.
that. I'll
That's
stick to
not
my
going
roller
to a
coaster.
haunted house. That's a torture chamber, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'll stick to my haunted house and
Right.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
it's in Wisconsin. I might be wrong, but
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
All
Anyway.
right. Well, very good. Do you want to go ahead and read us
JonBenet.
in one?
Sure. All right. Oh, we have a show to do. I forgot.
Yeah.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us tonight.
Thanks for
We'll
joining
see
me.
ya.
Bye bye. I love Halloween. It's my favorite.
All
I
right,
know.
so we have a new series here on Jon Benet Ramsey. I'm sure you all aware. We will start here. Is it good to be alive? And then on a Sunday night.
It
Of
is.
course.
It is.
Then Juliana and my beautiful wife. Love you guys. So we will now begin the case that refuses to stay buried. Tonight, we step into a case that never really ended. A case that didn't just haunt a family, it fractured a town and divided a nation. December 26, 1996, Boulder, Colorado. A 6-year-old girl, Jon Benet Ramsey, is found dead inside her own home. Not missing, not taken, hidden, down in the basement, wrapped in silence, and surrounded by questions that have never stopped echoing. There was a ransom note, long, bizarre, almost theatrical, demanding 118,000, a number so specific it felt personal. Too personal. It spoke of a foreign faction, yet somehow knew intimate details about the family's life. And that's where the story begins to split. Because from the very beginning, this case didn't follow the rules. The crime scene compromised, the timeline fractured, the evidence debated, dissected, reinterpreted over and over again. Was this an intruder, slipping in and out of the shadows undetected, or something far closer, something already inside the house? The family, Patsy Ramsey, John Ramsey, and Burke Ramsey, found themselves under a microscope, every word analyzed, every movement questioned, every silence louder than the last. And the world watched, forming opinions long before answers ever came. Years passed, then decades. DNA evidence emerged, then was challenged. Suspects surfaced, then faded. Theories multiplied. Accident, cover up, intruder, staging, each one with just enough weight to keep the fire alive, but never enough to put the case to rest. And maybe that's what makes this case different. It doesn't just ask who did it, it forces something deeper. How much do we trust investigations that begin in chaos? How easily can public perception shape a narrative before the truth is known? And when a case becomes this big, this emotional, this public, does the truth get buried under the noise? Tonight, we're not here to give you easy answers because there aren't any. We're here to pull apart the layers, to challenge the assumptions, and to step directly into the uncomfortable space where facts, theories, and human bias collide. This is more than a case, it's a puzzle missing pieces, a timeline with fractures, a story that's been rewritten again and again and again. And somewhere in all of it is a 6-year-old girl who never got to grow up. So the question isn't just what happened that night. The real question is, after all this time, why don't we know? Welcome back to Devil's Advocates. Bring your theories, bring your skepticism, bring your questions, because tonight we reopen one of the darkest chapters true crime has ever known. With that, live from New York, it's Sunday night.
Woody whoop.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, to refresh some people's memories and just to kind of give us a base to start from, be best to start off with kind of like the key people in the case, of course. And what I thought was I have just, some brief statements about each person. And then if you guys want to jump in with what information you have, then we can go through. We're probably going to spend about 3, maybe 4 weeks on this, somewhere around in there. What we like to do is go through and really give a good background, delve into things. It's a deep dive. So
Yeah.
we don't want to just gloss over or just give, generalized overview. We want to get into it, and we'll welcome your comments out there, questions you may have. Don't be shy. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll start off with John Ramsey, and then I know, Logan, you had some stuff you wanted to add about him, right?
Just depending on what you explain. Yeah.
So JonBenet's father, John, he was born in 1943. He was a businessman and former U.S. Navy officer. He was CEO of Access Graphics, a successful computer science or computer services company. He was previously married, had children from that prior marriage. He experienced the death of an adult daughter, Beth, in a car accident in 1992. He's been described as disciplined, structured, and business oriented, which of course makes total sense. Financially successful, and the family lived in an upscale Boulder, Colorado home. And his behavior after Jon Benet's murder kind of has become a focal point of scrutiny and analysis. So
Here's their home.
yeah, and
just as
that
you
is the home. Yep. So okay. And what else did you have, Logan? Go right on ahead there.
Really, I just had that he was married before he met Patsy. He did have, like you said, 3 children, Elizabeth, Melinda, and John Andrew. So he was a father of 3 before he met Patsy, and he was already financially stable and had a structured, life and home and things before he met Patsy. So it's not like they kind of grew together and built a family. He already had everything before he met Patsy. I think it's a little important to know that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I pretty much just what you said for the rest of it. Military structure. He was in the Navy, but he wasn't in combat. That's about it.
Okay. All right.
I got
Did
some stuff.
you have anything,
Right.
1-1 or Dego?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I got
1-1.
some stuff, but not too much. Just a little. So said he was born December 7, 1943. As you said, he's an American businessman. He was born in Lincoln, Nebraska. He's the son of Mary Jane and James Dudley, who was a decorated World War II pilot. He attended Okemos. I can never these crazy names. Okemos. I don't know. Okemos High School in Michigan. In 1966, he graduated from Michigan State University, MSU.
Okemos. Okemos.
Okemos. Thank you.
Okemos? Okay.
With a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, Ramsey earned a master's degree in business administration from MSU in 1971. As just previously stated, he joined the Navy in 1966. He served as a civil engineer corps officer in the Philippines for 3 years, and in Atlanta Reserve Unit for an additional 8 years. 1989, Ramsey formed the Advanced Product Group, which is one of 3 companies that merged to become Access Graphics. He became president and chief executive officer of Access Graphics, which is a computer services company that became a subsidiary of Lockheed Martin in 1991. I'm sure everyone is aware of Lockheed Martin, very well known.
Sorry.
In 1996, Access Graphics grossed over $1 billion, and Ramsey was named Entrepreneur of the Year by the Boulder Chamber of Commerce. Immediately following the murder of his daughter, he was temporarily replaced, so the company did not have to bother him about business matters as he grieved. Ramsey, along with his wife Patsy and young son Burke, moved back to Atlanta shortly thereafter, and Access Graphics was later sold to General Electric in 1997. What else? In 2015, John Ramsey told Barbara Walters in an interview that the death of Jon Benet and the ensuing investigation the cost of the case had drained his finances, and that the notoriety of the case made it difficult for him to find work. What else? That's all I really. Do I have anything? Okay, yeah, I do have some other stuff. 2004, Ramsey campaigned for a seat in Michigan's House of Representatives for the 105th District. He received 24.3% of the vote in the Republican Party primary, finishing in second place to Kelvin Elsenheimer. More on a little bit of his personal life. Ramsey married Lucinda Pash in 1966. They had 3 children. The couple divorced in 1978. His eldest daughter, Elizabeth, was killed in a car crash at the age of 22 in 1992. Ramsey married his second wife, as we said, Patsy Ramsey, in 1980. The couple had 2 children, Burke and Jon Benet. As you know, and Patsy died of ovarian cancer in 2006 at age 49.
Did you,
What else?
Dago, did you have anything about Jon that you wanted to share? You are muted.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
can't hear you. That's okay.
There you go.
I think you already covered them moving to. Yeah, you covered everything.
Yeah.
On that I had
Okay.
too. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
um,
right. And then I have some other stuff, but some other stuff I have is kind of like jumping ahead about grand jury stuff
Yeah.
and other stuff. I
most
don't know if we
everything
wanna
I have
go-
is about the investigation too,
Yeah.
and the autopsy, the ransom note, the eyewitnesses, the body
Yeah,
discovery,
that's all
and the
I.
911
That's all I
call.
really have. Yeah, that's all I have really
Yeah.
on Jon Benet. I
Okay.
don't know if anyone else has
Okay.
anything more.
You got anything about John, Logan? Besides what we said?
Yeah, she already.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay.
Robin?
No, that's okay. Okay, so then we can move on to Patsy. She was
Sure.
born in 1956. Former beauty queen. She was Miss West Virginia in 1977. She studied journalism, and she was known for a strong social presence, deeply involved in community, church, and social events. Diagnosed with ovarian cancer in the early 1990s and underwent treatment. She played a central role in Jon Benet's participation in pageants, of course. She was known for perfectionism and attention to presentation, and she authored or believed, speculated to have authored the ransom note, which became a major investigative focus, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Is that all you were saying, or?
Yeah, that's all
Oh.
I have on Patsy right now. Yeah.
Okay. I do have a little bit on Patsy. I don't know. It's up to
Okay.
you guys. Do you guys want me to
Yeah,
throw
go
that
right
in there?
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if you said it already. It said that Patsy was 23 when she married John on November 5th of 1980. He had 3 children. We all know this already from his first marriage, Lucinda Posh, from 66 through 78. Again, we all know this, which ended in divorce, so on and so forth. And then it says, there were a lot of, that Patsy, like, put forth a whole lot of defamation lawsuits before her death, so on and so forth, that she put out, defamation of character. People, as we all know, many people accused Patsy of being responsible for what happened with Jon Benet, unfortunately, because of
Right.
the type of person everybody believed her to be, because of the pageants and the way that Patsy seemed to present herself to the public, so on and so forth. Basically, that's really what there is in it, from what I had on this side of things, was that there were several defamation lawsuits proceeded through the courts since Jon Benet's death. Lynn Wood was the plaintiff's lead attorney for John and Patsy, and for their son Burke, of course, and had prosecuted defamation claims on their behalf against the St. Martin's Press, Time Incorporated, the Fox News Channel, American Media Incorporated, Star, The Globe, Court TV, and the New York Post. John and Patsy were also sued in 2 separate defamation lawsuits arising from the publication of their book, which I don't know if that was talked about or not. It's called The Death of Innocence, brought by 2 individuals named in the book as having been investigated by the Boulder police, excuse me, as suspects in Jon Benet's death. The Ramseys were defended in those lawsuits, again, by same attorney Lynn Wood, and 3 other Atlanta attorneys, James Rolls, Eric Schroeder, and S. Derek Bauer. S. Derek Bauer is a very controversial attorney, if you look into him, who obtained dismissal of both lawsuits in an in-depth decision. The U.S. District Court Judge Julie Carnes ruled that abundant evidence in the homicide case pointed to an intruder having committed the crime, while virtually no evidence implicated the Ramseys. And that stuff is what we're going to get into down the road. There's so much of it that goes into that aspect. And then again, as we know, Patsy was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer in 93 at 36 years old. After the treatment, she remained in remission for 9 years until the cancer reoccurred in '02, as we know. And she died at 49, we just talked about, on June 24th of '06 at her father's home with her husband by her side. And she was buried at the St. James Episcopal Cemetery in Marietta, Georgia, next to her daughter, JonBenet. That's pretty much what I have on Patsy. I have other stuff that has no relevance to this, and it would mean nothing. So,
Okay.
excuse me. And of course, there's many movies, guys. Many movies. I don't know if you guys have seen how
Yeah.
many movies they put out on this. It's insane. There's good ones and bad ones too. I'll tell you right now, the Lifetime versions of these are, as we know, horrid. So
Yes.
be careful
Yeah.
what you watch. I don't know anything, Logan, on Patsy.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you, Conspireling, for the super sticker, $4.99. We appreciate you so much. I'm just really gonna say the things that I have that are up to before even the 911 call. I'm not going to talk about
Sure.
anything after that because there are people here who do not know this crime at all. So I don't want to confuse anybody by talking
course.
super ahead. So I
Right.
just have a few things that are really important about Patsy is she was well, we know she was born and lived in West Virginia to begin with. It was very important to her pageantry and her presentation of herself. What was important to her was her social standing, the achievements basically on her looks and social standing. That was really important to her. And that's when it comes important for her to put her children through that as well. She did public speaking. She did different appearances and things like that. She was, I guess you could say, competitive socially, I guess. So
Yeah.
she was outgoing. She was very highly image aware. She was competitive and socially driven. I just want to make it very, very clear how important the pageantry and the money and the looks, that was what was important to her.
Right. And her
From
sister. Oh, sorry.
childhood. Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead.
And it has to come from their raising. They're being brought up by their parents somewhere because her sister was also into pageants. And one, I can't remember which one it was right now, but she won one of many, I'm sure. Missed something. I can't remember what it was, you guys. I'm sorry. But again, it kind of plays to the fact that they were brought up this way somehow. The vanity, the like Logan said, it's all about appearances and how you look and present yourself and all that kind of stuff. Almost it reminds me, since we covered Diana, almost to the royal aspect of the way people presented themselves. Like, you have to be this way or no way. You know what I mean? So yeah, it just says that her sister's
Right.
doing it too. I gotta imagine the parents were some way, and this is probably what instilled it in Patty's mind, in my opinion. So
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really not a surprise that she would marry or go after a rich businessman that was
course.
very stable and structured and had a lot of money, and not a surprise because that would help her social standing for herself.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
of course.
very much so.
Yeah.
It's funny because my wife's grandmother, it was the same exact way. She had 7 marriages, and every time she married, she went a step higher. You know, more money, more notoriety, for lack of better terms, and it's kind of how the people, like, she's from the deep South and was, all about appearances, and her hair had to be done a certain way, her nails had to look a certain way, the way she was dressed, her jewelry, the car she drove, everything. It's just this is how some people just are. So it makes you wonder. Definitely makes you wonder.
Yeah. I just threw the picture up there. So for those of you who are not familiar with the case or who we're talking about, so this is Jon Ramsey on the left. That's Jon Benet's father, and then Patsy Ramsey, the mother, on the right. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Who was it? That Moto Man said, so did she murder her husband for the money?
He doesn't know this case.
No. There was no husband murdered that I know of.
yeah.
No.
This is
No.
about her daughter, Jon Benet Ramsey,
Yeah.
who was murdered
Right.
That's the
So
actual
those are
page.
you, yeah. So this is
That's Jon Benet.
Yeah.
Jon Benet. So
What a little
just
sweetheart.
so to give you guys an image of what she looked like.
Right.
So I suppose now we could talk about them having JonBenet, having Burke and having JonBenet, and then go
Sure.
from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're good, Moto.
I mean, I
Absolutely.
don't know if we probably, if you guys want to cover Burke, like just real quick, there isn't that much to really say anyway.
Right, yeah.
There's not a lot out.
Yeah,
No.
there's not a lot out. We will be covering, hopefully with my schedule in the future. I do hope I'm able to make the following shows on this. What I could say about Burke, obviously he's the older brother to Jon Benet. Without getting too deep into some other stuff about him, he was basically silent for like 20 years, didn't say a word, and then all of a sudden decided to do an interview with Dr. Phil,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
very interesting. And I watched all that. And the only thing I'll bring out, so just before I forget, the one huge thing. So, as with anything, just again, I know we always correlate this stuff to Idaho 4 and some of these other cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to bring out inconsistencies and big things. So there's going to be some little tidbits of interviews and some documentaries and stuff that we're going to try to show. But what you will see, one of the big issues again is there's a huge gap in the timeline of when things happen, when did it not happen, what went on. And one
Right.
of the big problems, if you listen, and we'll play it, maybe not today, is Patsy swears, and so did her husband. They both said that excuse me, that their son Burke was fast asleep in his bedroom. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
we were probably going to get into a little bit in a little while down, hopefully in this show, eventually something with the 911 call. But the big thing that I just wanted to point out is that so Burke does this interview with Dr. Phil, and the big bombshell that he drops is, for years, as I said, the parents kept saying Burke was in his bedroom the whole night, the whole time. Dr. Phil,
Mhm.
he's not even badgering him. He just comes out and, well, he asks a question, and Burke comes out and says, "Oh, I was downstairs. I was trying to open presents." And so right there is he's already contradicting the narrative, a big narrative that was put.
Yeah.
So I
And
just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
right. It was pointed out again that Burke's behavior before and after Jon Benet's
Yeah. Well,
murder
I have a
was
little thing.
definitely disturbing.
Yeah. So
And
I have a little paragraph on Burke. I'll read it, I guess, and then we can get into Jon Benet and whatever else, because I really couldn't find a lot on Burke. So if anyone else has any, so what I have on Burke,
I do.
Burke Ramsey was supposedly known to have a history of scatological problems and an unfavorable attitude towards his baby sister, Jon Benet. Apparently, there were a few incidents that occurred before her death, which highlight how untoward his behavior was. According to an interview investigators had with Ramsey's housekeeper, Linda Hoffman Pugh, I think that's how you say it, she recalled discovering a grapefruit-sized bowl of fecal matter in Jon Benet's bed that supposedly belonged to Burke. She also recounted how he smeared feces on Jon Benet's Christmas present. 1 year earlier, another incident occurred when Burke lost his temper and struck Jon Benet's face with a metal golf club. She didn't suffer from major injuries, however, her face was scarred for quite some time. According to behavioral experts, Burke had mental issues around the time of her death. Dr. Werner Spitz, a forensic pathologist featured in the ABC documentary, stated, the brother is not exactly thinking straight. Behavior is of somebody who's got a problem. If Burke was capable of aggressive and malicious behavior towards his sister in the past, then he'd probably be capable of hitting her with a flashlight in retaliation. Children learn from past first-hand experiences and are known to act before they think. Therefore, it's plausible for Burke to assume that a flashlight wouldn't do much harm to Jon Benet's head if a metal golf club didn't. So, again, we're not making accusations. This is from whatever this Dr. Werner Spitz is just putting out there. So apparently Burke did have some kind of, children fight, they and wrestle and all that. But it does seem like maybe he did have a little more than just a normal kids fighting stuff. I don't know. I mean, Dago, I don't know. You want to chime in on that? You
I
have a
mean-
bunch. I know you got 24 kids, so.
I mean, I don't. There's some stuff that I'll get into about him when we get
Mhm.
down a little bit further. I kind of want to, or I think that we probably should. I guess there's a lot of people I think that don't know this case. As I was looking at chat, so on and so forth. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
go forth with set the foundation for JonBenet, her being brought into the world, all that other fun stuff and all that. Go
Sure.
forward there because I think I was reading the stuff I have about Burke and it could be confusing if we go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
overlap.
Well, I
Yeah.
just wanted to I just
You have
wanted
a
to
good
mention
point.
him.
Yeah, of
Just
course.
wanted
No,
to
you made
mention
a very
him,
good point.
that's really
Um,
that's all I really have on him.
Yeah. Oh, I got
Okay.
a bunch on his like mental stuff like
Yeah.
that. But yeah.
Yeah.
And this, just so you guys know, let me show you this real quick, just to get an idea as to who and what he was talking about. If you want to pull that, Robin, real quick.
Let me
This
grab
is
that.
this is John, Patsy, and Burke.
Oh, wait.
That's
Wait,
not
was
it.
that it?
No, that wasn't it.
There we go.
Oh shoot! What just happened?
There we
Hold
go.
on. Hold on.
We're-
What
just-
the heck is going
fell
on?
out.
We're
Okay, now I'll try it again one more time.
all right. Wait a minute. Hang
One
on.
more again.
There it is.
Okay.
There we
There
go.
he is.
This
Yeah,
is
there he is.
Patsy, John, and there's Burke, and you can see the resemblance to JonBenet. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They both had very beautiful children. And again, so everybody knows and nobody gets confused, she actually had two brothers. John Andrew is the older brother that John had from the previous marriage. That way
Yes.
nobody, who's that later on. So anyway, but yeah, that's them. That's her other brother. So, did anybody want to set the foundation for JonBenet when she comes into the world and how all that played out and everything, or what do we got? What do we got going on?
I have a small little thing. I'll read it quick, and then anyone else who wants, or Logan, I don't if you want
Go
to.
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
go
said
ahead.
JonBenet Patricia Ramsey was born on August 6, 1990, in Atlanta, Georgia. She's the younger of two children, Patricia Ramsey and Jon Benet Ramsey. She had an older brother, Burke, and three older half siblings from her father's first marriage. Her given name was created by combining her father's first and middle names, while her mother's first name was used as her middle name. During the 1996 to 97 school year, she was enrolled in kindergarten at High Peaks Elementary School in Boulder, Colorado. And then I just had, she's actually I didn't even know this. So where she's actually, but so she died on December 26, 1996. Her body
Mhm.
was discovered in the basement of her family's Boulder home. She's buried on December 31st at St. James Episcopal Cemetery in Marietta, Georgia, where she was interred beside her half-sister Elizabeth Pask Ramsey, who had died in a car crash nearly 5 years earlier at age 22. So that's what happened there. And then
Okay.
she was in a bunch of different beauty pageants and stuff, as
Many.
Prey was talking about.
Many.
Many, yeah.
Yep.
And she won too. I think she won. I had it somewhere. I know I have stuff all over the place. I know she had just before she died, like a few days before, she had just won an award.
That's great that she was
And if
able
you
to do that
notice,
before she passed.
also, if you notice, not only was, as he explained the name, the way the name was picked,
Yeah.
listen to the name, Jon Benet, which was actually supposed to be pronounced JonBenet.
Right.
It's very pay attention to me type name. Okay, you get it? You see how that's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is the type of person Patsy was. No disrespect intended, but it was all about appearance, structure,
Oh God.
Like
like,
hoity-toity.
yeah, you got like classy type stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sorry. But yeah, absolutely. Very interesting. Did you have anything to add on to that there, Logan? Or
Yeah, just that, yeah, exactly what you said. First, she was born in Atlanta, and then they ended up moving to Colorado.
right.
She attended so many pageants. She was named National Tiny Miss Beauty, America's Royale Miss. She was really into having JonBenet wear heavy makeup and huge
Heavy.
styled hair, and performing in bathing suits and singing and dancing, and that whole pageantry for little tiny girls, to me, can be just over the top and
Yeah.
bring the wrong
Yeah.
attention
Yeah.
to the wrong people. And
Way too
that
much.
was pretty much her life. It's almost like Patsy was living vicariously through JonBenet and wanted her to
Definitely.
be everything she was, but more.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, even it's wild because I'm glad you said that too, Logan, because this little girl, it's so sad to me. I have 2 daughters, okay? My daughters didn't wear makeup until they were 14, maybe, and it was very light.
Mhm.
And I didn't force them to do things. My dad, they did a little bit of juvenile modeling and stuff like that because they chose to, okay? But if as you see this little girl daily, okay, photographs of her just playing, she's wearing makeup and dressed a certain type of way. It was an expectation of her mother's. You have to look this way always. And think about what that does to a small child emotionally and mentally, folks. Okay. And this woman, you have to be number one. You have to be the best. You have to be the best. You have to be the best. You have to be perfect. You can't do that to a child. And again, all due respect to Patsy, but this is what she instilled in this child. And it was in my opinion, it was a big part of this case for certain other reasons that we'll get into later on. It's just, I can't imagine a child having to live like this and not being able to have fun. You can't do this because you'll get dirt on your dress. You can't do that because you'll ruin your shoes. You can't go do this because this is not ladylike. You know what I mean? You don't get
Yeah.
to be a child.
Oh, yeah.
And that's always been issues for me. So
Yeah,
saying.
you can't
And you brought up
because if you scab your knee, then you have to wear a bathing suit in this
Yeah.
competition, and then you'll have a scab on your knee.
Right.
I also want to say thank you to Conspiraling. She says her fur babies, Bricky Bobby Brown and Geo McQueen, say hi to Bronx. So we appreciate you so much.
and yes, thank you. All your support is great. Dago, and you guys, and Logan talking about that, about trying to like instill in her, like, there's nothing wrong about striving to be the best. So that you always want your kids to be, Dago, knows this better than me. You want your kids to be the best.
Of course.
However, you want them to be the best that they can be, but the best that they can be may not be perfect. And
they also can't be
Right.
afraid to
Right.
not be perfect. There's your
Right.
problem. Okay.
Perfect. It's just not, a possible thing. So you guys, what you're talking about there, just as a little side note to just throw in, because we're going to give you guys a lot of details.
Look at this
So
photograph, you guys, and you tell me what you see.
JonBenet also was at an age where she didn't know any different, and she couldn't say, this isn't what I want to
Look at
do,
that.
or things like that.
Right. Now look at this photograph. These are children, okay? They're not royals. They're not
Right.
royals, Okay.
Right.
But look and tell me, this is Patsy's mother, Patsy, Burke,
Yeah.
and Jon Benet. Now, looking at this photograph, what do you see?
Yeah.
Programming.
This is not a happy
Yeah.
photograph. Okay.
No.
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 This is
No.
not a happy family day out. This is not a typical normal looking photograph for a family to take, in my opinion. I'm just telling you. I'm trying to show you what I believe was going on in the background in this family's life. Okay. If
Yeah.
you look at this, and again, this is the person that instilled it into this person. And this is the
Right.
person that instilled it into these two. And look at this little girl doing this.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And the faces they're making. There's no smiles. Show me a smile on this. There's not. This is what I'm saying, guys. This
Right.
photograph is disturbing to me in every aspect. Go ahead. Sorry, Logan.
So no,
No,
that's
you're
okay.
fine.
So one of the quick things I just wanted to throw out there, and we'll get into it more in another time. The Logan and Dago talking about that, about wanting to be perfect and all that. This goes down part of the dialogue. So apparently Jon Benet had a
Right.
problem bedwetting. She was wetting her bed, and apparently there's a whole thing there. And I'm not, again, it's just a thread. It's a thread there. It doesn't mean that
There's a whole story behind it.
her mother killed her because she wet the, but there was an issue there.
Yeah, those are things that are unacceptable in this type of a family and this type of a lifestyle. Just so you guys know, and there's many things like that that were like that. So
I do want to point out that around this time that like this picture would have been taken, if you go back in time, and the way I describe this, you might be able to remember it either in your own family or walking into somebody else's house. A lot of times the family pictures that would be hanging on the wall would be like the little girl like this laying on her stomach with her feet kicked up in the back, crisscrossed, the brother kind of
Yes.
leaning over, and then the parents, the
Right.
guy might have his knee out and the mom sitting on the knee. It was kind of like happy. So this kind of reminds me, it's very, very different. So I'm
Yes.
trying to feel like
Yeah,
maybe she was trying to
it
be
is, it
artsy
is.
with this. Like, I want a big black and white that looks like a, ritzy family for my front foyer type of photo. I don't know. I think
the
maybe
way,
she was trying to be different with this photo.
the way
just-
the way this photo looks like, it's almost like this is like what people look like when the chief is addressing roll
Yeah.
call with my officers. It's like a,
I mean, if you're
stand at
going,
attention, like
no, I get it. And if like Logan, if you're saying like kind of going for a specific type of an art type feeling, I can get that. But like at least have your children smiling in it. You know what I mean? That's the thing that bothers me the most with it. But maybe with her doing this, maybe that's the whole point. And that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
This was something I was going to mention, is the fact it looks like they're going for like a 1920s,
Yeah.
1910, somewhere around in there. And back then they didn't smile in
Which is a good
photographs. So
point.
if
Good point.
Patsy was trying,
Yeah.
if Patsy was trying to be authentic to the time period that they were dressing in, then she probably would have told the kids, don't smile. But to me, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to tell them not to smile. I would have been like,
Yeah.
Could be.
to me, I would have had the whole family smiling regardless of the time period,
Sure.
But
Sure.
so I don't know if there's anyone out there who knows anything about this photo. That would be interesting to me to know what the mindset was when this photo was taken. So if anybody
Yeah.
out there knows, that would be very interesting to me to know.
What were you saying, Logan? And I agree
What
with
do you
that,
mean?
Robin. I would like to know too. Sorry, Logan.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, Tomboy, that's right. She was diagnosed with a small bladder. That's why she had the issue bedwetting. They said that was claimed after the fact. She had a cutoff time of 6 p.m. for liquids before bed. And I'm not trying to listen. I don't want anybody to take me this way either. I'm not trying to say Patsy was a bad person. Don't take me that way. Okay.
Right.
By no means am I saying that. What I'm saying is that this is Nidra. I think everything that Nidra instilled in Patsy growing up reflected back onto Jon Benet, okay? In some aspect. So we don't know what went on in their private life behind, closed doors, this and everything else. Of course, there's rumors and all that kind of stuff, but we don't know. We weren't there. So I don't want to come off like I'm completely attacking Patsy for this. I know it probably sounds that way. I've
Yeah.
never been a fan of little girls having to do these pageants because I've seen them.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I
I
don't
I
care for
had
that either, really.
Because
I
there's
have
no
a
way to do it without
I
them being they get over sexualized. That's the
well, I was
problem.
gonna say that I have a buddy whose ex-wife put his daughter through these, and I couldn't even watch them. It was just horrifying to see some of the things they
Yeah.
did, and I have issues with it. So that's probably why I'm coming off that way. So please excuse that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
No,
that
that's okay.
Patsy raised her daughter in the only way she knew. That
Sure.
was all she knew for her life too.
Right.
So I don't necessarily know if it was coming from a bad place. I think it was
Right.
just all she knew.
And that's what we know. That's very true. We don't know how to like, listen, I've said this for years. Kids don't come with handbooks. They don't. They don't come with a set of instructions. You do the best you can based on how you were raised, you know? And
Yeah.
my mother was a very strict mother. She was a nurse. She was very kind of this way in some senses, you do it this way, that way, or no way. And I tried to be different raising my kids. I gave them more leeway, more space. I'll put it that way, to make mistakes. I didn't get that. I was not given that option. So, in turn, that's a big point within it. We don't know. We can't know. So Logan's absolutely right. Like, you do the best you can as a mother based on what you know, how you were raised, what you were taught, so on and so forth. Like I said, there's no handbook, there's no set of instructions. It just happens. So that's a very good point. That way it doesn't get
Yeah.
taken directly that way. So
And it this goes down the path too. It you have
here's a better
you
photo.
have you have all these child actors and actresses as well, similar kind of thing. They kind of I agree with Logan 100% that her mother was trying to relive through her daughter, and Patsy
Yeah.
she won some pageants and
Vicariously.
stuff herself. She was trying to she was trying to do what she learned, what she
Right.
knew. But by doing some of the stuff, and listen, I understand. We all understand some of the stuff, like Tiger Woods like playing golf, starting to play golf when he's 3 years old, and Logan probably she knows better than all of us. I know some of these women that become like Olympic gymnasts or whatever are doing it at like whatever 3,
Yeah.
4, or 5 years old too, right? And
Yeah.
and the practicing, it's amazing what they're able to do, but I think that many people watching them don't realize they get like their childhood robbed from them as well.
In
They
some
Sure.
really
senses,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And the pressure is
they become like experts or whatever at the field, but at what sacrifice,
right.
Sure. This photograph I threw back here shows you, and this kind of plays to what Logan said, which maybe it was an artistic style photograph, which makes more sense. This looks more normal to me. This is a family photograph.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
John and Burke
Yeah.
and the older boy, John Andrew. There's Patsy. There's little Jon Benet, and I'm not sure who that is right out of the gate. I think that was his sister. One of the other stepkids or something like that from
Right.
his previous marriage. But anyway, they're all smiling. They all look like they're having
Yeah.
a family day out. This is more what I've always thought. You know what I'm saying? A family
Yeah.
should look.
Right.
So that
What you
makes sense,
expect to
Logan. And
see.
yeah, and I'm glad you kind of threw that out there, Logan, because that photograph always bothered me. It always bothered me. Like, that's kind of disturbing. So I never thought of it on that level, and that's a good point to
Yeah.
make. So there you go,
Well, and
guys.
I'm sure, some news outlets at the time, if they wanted to paint a specific narrative, they would use
Yes.
just that picture too. Or, like you can use it either way. I do have to say that a friend of my family who lives in a different state adopted 2 kids, a boy and a girl. The girl is
Mhm.
her first name is my last name. She was named after us. So she is like 6, and nobody in their family ever did pageants or anything like that. She does them. She wins every dang time. She's so good. She loves it. And it's not really weird at all. Like, She does full makeup and stuff like that. And she's so good that she's like 6 and teaches like 2-year-olds because she loves it so much, just on her own. She did it on her own, asked to be in it on her own. So it is possible for little
That's
girls
different.
to
Yes.
to
See,
want to
that's
do it.
that
Sure.
is definitely a different. That's by the way, that'd be a really pretty first name to have for a girl. I like that. Um,
She's so cute.
if a child wants to do it, they ask you, "Can I do this, mommy, please?" or "Daddy, can I do
Mhm.
this? Can I do that?" That's different to me completely.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is when you're forced into it, and that's what I'm talking about with my buddy, his ex-wife. She forced it down her throat,
Mhm.
and again, she never did it when she was younger, and I think like she was trying to live vicariously through her daughter, and her daughter hates it. Absolutely, she has 2 little
Aw.
girls, and she refuses to do it. So, that was way back when. But I'm just saying, yeah, that's a whole
I
different
think
story, and that's a good point to make.
I think there's 2 different worlds with it. I think it's, you have the mom and the grandma who did it, who might push it on the girl,
Yeah.
possibly, or you have the exact opposite where nobody was ever into it and the little girl asks to be in it. You have the mom who, when you get home from the competition, you did this wrong and you did this wrong. You need to do
Yes.
this better. And then you've got the other
Right.
family who just the little girl gets to come home and put on her tennis shoes and run around and be a
Right.
kid.
See,
And,
that was
maybe it's a thing where, Jean Benet saw pictures of Patsy in her pageant photographs and so forth, and said, "Mommy, I want to do that too." So we don't know. Uh,
right.
there are accounts where Jean Benet was said to have really enjoyed the whole process, and she enjoyed dressing up, and she liked putting on little skits for her family and friends and things like that. So um you know that's just it. We're not inside that family to really know what the full dynamic was there with that whole situation.
Yeah, very sweet little girl. This is her first day of school, going to school. I
Oh
mean,
Oh
my
wow.
gosh.
it's so beautiful, so sweet. She got her little
Aw.
lunch, and she's got the apple for the teacher, a little gift for the teacher, and you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
there's the normal right there, in my
Yes.
opinion, and that's
Yes, that's what yeah.
that's just her being her, and she was so sweet and so pretty, so it's such a sad thing what happened to her at such a young age too, to think about that. It's horrifying to know. This is why this case has always bothered me, because of her age when this all
Yeah,
went down, so,
Yes.
just wanted to
yeah,
show that too.
Definitely.
yeah, yeah. She was such a beautiful child, and it's just so tragic that she didn't get to grow up and have a future that way.
Exactly. Who knows what she could have turned out to be, you know? That's the
Yeah.
sad
Right?
thing. All these cases that we cover, I was talking about that today with the Idaho 4. Like, we don't know what lives any of these victims that we cover. She does look a lot like Heather O'Rourke, I agree with that. What these kids' lives would have been when they grew up and became somebody, something. And there's no chance to understand or to know that, and that's what one of the reasons why I do what I do is because of that, because it's like you just took everything away from a human being, everything that ever
Mhm.
could have existed for them. And it just bothers the hell out of me that that happens and they don't get real justice for that. So that's one of the main reasons why Dago does what he does over here. It's hard to explain. So um on we go. I don't want to get stuck in that realm there,
Yeah,
but
No, it was good discussion. Good discussion.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Um so did you want to get into the 911 call?
Well, do you wanna just start
Or
on, like, Christmas Day?
yeah, that'd probably be the best
sure.
thing is
Yeah,
start
yeah,
there
let's
and then
do
go from
Christmas
there.
Day. Yep.
Um First voice was never put on the sandwich. Yeah, go for whichever one of you guys wants to go forth, so please do.
Yeah, I have stuff, but if Logan has
No,
if you
go
have
ahead. You
stuff.
can go ahead. Yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
I have some stuff. I don't, just a basic stuff, maybe we can find more. It's basically the final 48 hours. So,
Hold on. Well, you
yeah.
wanna start with Christmas Day, I got some, or Logan, if you have it, if not, I have it.
Just the basics is I'll just do the very basic and then you guys can fill it in. December 25th, it was 1996. And again, this is in Colorado. JonBenet opened presents at home in the morning hours. The family later attended a Christmas dinner at the home of their friends, which their last name is the Whites. That's strange. In the evening, the
Yeah.
Ramseys returned home around 9 to 10 in the later in the evening after this long Christmas party at their friends. Apparently, it was reported that JonBenet fell asleep in the car on the way home, and she was carried inside and put to bed without her waking up. So there are some reports that say JonBenet ate pineapple that night because that's a key detail later in the case. Though parents initially denied feeding her after they returned home. So just keep in mind that later on they did find pineapple in her stomach. It's important to the case. Parents said she did not eat anything and opened presents earlier in the day, just a normal day. Later on, went to friend's house, fell asleep in the car, came home, put her to bed. That was what the parents explained for that day.
Just a side thing leading up to that, because I have leading up to Christmas.
Sure.
So this December 24th, the Ramsey home is active with holiday preparations. Decorations are up, gifts are arranged. The family's preparing for Christmas Day. They're preparing for an upcoming trip to I don't even know how to pronounce this. What is it with these things? Charlevoix, Michigan. Charlevoix. I never heard of it. Charlevoix, Michigan. The house is described as busy, lived in, full of holiday energy. In the evening, so this would be Christmas Eve. The Ramseys attend a Christmas Eve church service. They are seen publicly. Nothing unusual is reported. Observations from others, family appeared normal. JonBenet was energetic and excited. At night, the family returned home. Final Christmas preparations continue. No known disturbances, no reported conflicts. And then we get to Christmas Day. Most of the stuff that Logan said, John and Burke wake up early, open presents, toys open, family interaction, photos, and excitement. JonBenet got a bicycle. Burke got Nintendo 64. Midday, relaxed family time at home. No visitors reported during this period. Packing begins for next day's travel. Late afternoon, evening. It was the White's Christmas party. The Ramseys attend a party at the home of family friends, Fleet and Priscilla White. Several families were present. Children were playing together. Adults were socializing. Observations from attendees. JonBenet appeared happy, active, not in distress. There's no confirmed reports of any injury, illness, or behavior issues. 9 to 9:30 p.m. They leave the party. The Ramseys leave the Whites' home, and as Logan just previously just stated that she fell asleep. JonBenet fell asleep in the car. She was carried in. Then we return home. Critical window begins 9:30 to 10 p.m. The family arrives back at 755 15th Street. Accounts vary slightly, but apparently she's put to bed without waking fully. Some accounts suggest she was fully asleep. Some say she may have briefly woken up. That's debated a bit here and there. 10 to 10:30 p.m. Patsy Ramsey reportedly changes JonBenet into pajamas, prepares for the next day. Burke is awake in his room, possibly playing with toys, and I'm sure he was using his Nintendo 64. And then 10:30 p.m. to 12. This is the most critical unknown window begins. This is where the timeline becomes kind of uncertain. What is claimed, but we can't verify it. JonBenet is in bed. Patsy goes to sleep. John goes to sleep. Burke remains in his room. So we can't. What's not verified is the exact last confirmed sighting of Jon Benet alive. Whether she got out of bed, any movement inside the house.
Right. And
This window. This window is the center of the entire case. Like this area right here, what we're at.
now I will throw something in here too.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
At midnight itself, since we put that out there, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
There was a neighbor. I'll just throw this out there for you guys to hold on to. His name was Scott Gibbons. He claimed that at around midnight, while looking from his kitchen window, what he said he claimed he saw from the upper kitchen of the Ramsey residence. There's more than one kitchen. There's a lower and an upper. It was lit up with dim lights. The neighbor, another one by the name of Melody Stanton, reported that when she awoke shortly after midnight to the sound of a child's scream coming from the Ramsey residence. So these are two eyewitness accounts. You guys know how eyewitness accounts go. So
Yes.
Right.
this could be one thing, it could be nothing. I'm just saying, I wanted to throw that out there because of the midnight timeline being thrown up. So I'll just leave that there for that point, and then wherever you guys want to go forward from there, it's up to you.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good. Then I got midnight to 2 a.m. Estimated window of time. This is where it's kind of, we don't know exactly. So this is where you have the possible, just not going a deep dive, just a very, very rough overlook. Intruder theory, entry into the home, writing of a ransom note, interaction with Jon Benet, movement through the house, exit. Or an inside theory, incident occurs inside the home, possible accident or escalation, staging of a scene, ransom note written afterward.
These are all
He
theories
issued
and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I said. These are all theories because it's an unknown. There are no confirmed witnesses to anything in that window. Those two things. We'll get into
all the craziness
more
starts the next day.
Yeah, and then you got the ransom note, and then so then we got December 26, 1996, morning, 5:30 to 5:52. Discovery of the ransom note. Patsy wakes up early, finds the ransom note in the staircase. Immediate reaction, panic, calls 911 at 5:52 a.m. And then we have the 911 call. If you guys, I have it. If you guys want to throw anything else in there, and
well, being that you put the ransom note stuff, but when she woke up, Patsy had reported that she found a 2.5-page, handwritten ransom note on their kitchen staircase. The note had demanded, and this is at one point, I should say, mind you, they start looking for her as well. Okay. Like she's not around. They can't find Jon Benet, so on and so forth. I wanted to throw that out there at that point. But,
yeah.
The note demanded US $118,000 for Jon Benet's return, which I always thought was crazy because it's a specific amount. $118,000.
Can we show the note while you read it?
Yeah, if you guys have it. If not, I can pull it up if you don't.
Yeah, pull it up.
All right, hold on. Let me find it here.
So while he's pulling it up, so just to give you guys, if you're like, oh great,
I have to go back and pull it.
Yeah, you'll find it. It's all. If you're like, oh great, another ransom note, right? Well, so this is the oddity. Okay, so, what I could tell you, usually a ransom note, okay, is not specific. It's very specific and to the point in that it's usually like a 1-page brief. Like, okay, we have your daughter. We're gonna call you. We're gonna call you 10 hours from now with further details, or like it's very, very like specific. In a ransom note, normally I can say, the Nancy Guthrie thing is like, okay, is off the charts. You don't have a ransom note normally where someone is going to specifically say, Oh, I want $118,000. That amount is very, very important. Very important.
Very,
I guess
very.
Dago get into it. It's very
Yep.
odd, and
Specific.
nor would you think, you know, a 3-page ransom note. So we'll get into a little bit more detail of the ransom note, but I'll just say that from the evidence that they recovered and that they know is that the ransom note was made by the stationery that was from inside the house. Okay, it was from
Yeah.
it was from inside the house. They know that it was made. So you're going to have to believe that whoever was involved in this, whatever their motive was to do it, that they came in and decided to sit there and write a 3-page ransom note. It's like, just that alone. It's like
And
off the charts. So
it
I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
it doesn't mean that somebody from inside the house had to write it either. Understand that. That's the thing.
Right.
Right.
So it says the evidence found at the scene, including the ransom note, led one to believe that Patsy and John were involved with their daughter's murder, per se, because of what he just said. The ransom note Patsy found on the staircase was not only handwritten and unusually lengthy, but it was also written on Patsy's notepad, with her Sharpie. The forensic outreach team. This means the writer most likely wrote the lengthy note in the Ramsey house, according to the retired FBI supervisor, special agent profile Jim Clemente, and other experts. The note would have taken the writer 21 and a half minutes to write. And again, if you're going in to somebody's home to cause
Right.
harm to somebody,
It's crazy.
that's a long damn time to be messing around. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So-
you're not going to want to spend that kind of time writing, and revising
No,
your
absolutely
ransom
not.
note.
No,
Right.
makes no sense. No.
Excuse me. And this points, and again, because of the length of the time, investigators automatically looked at Patsy and John because it was lengthy. Because it's unlikely that an intruder would have 21 minutes, as I said, to spend inside the Ramsey home without raising suspicion or getting caught. The spelling in the ransom note was also very unusual. The words business and possession were misspelled, according to forensic linguistics expert James Fitzgerald. Misspelling serves as an element for disguise, that came from CBS Real Crime. The writer may have purposely misspelled words to conceal things about themselves, such as if they do handwriting, what do you call that when you match it to other ones? I can't think of the word right now. But when you do that, misspelling words, what this means is misspelling words can maybe make people look in the wrong direction because they're looking for your handwriting and you've misspelled a word it doesn't match. So,
Yeah.
so anyway, about themselves, such as his or her level of education, possibly. Both John and Patsy went to big state schools, Michigan State and West Virginia University. Lee, it is likely that the Ramsey parents misspelled these words to hide their college education. Forensic, if it was them, and this was somebody that believed it was them, so I'm not saying that.
Right.
And there was many people that believed it was them, and I don't. I don't. I never did. So I'll just put that out there
No.
right away. Also recognize the similarity between the writing in the note and Patsy Ramsey's own handwriting. He specifically stated the font style printing is a feminine trait. That doesn't mean shit to me. Sorry. Patsy Ramsey
No.
used this letter form in her handwriting. It is unusual for both handwritings to come from the same household to be so close. Again, that means nothing to me. Another unusual aspect of this ransom note was the tone. According to forensic document examiner Brenda Anderson, this fake ransom note has less emotion than a typical anonymous threat. When a writer is trying to threaten or scare someone, he or she will emphasize certain words. However, the ransom note writer did not do this. The lack of emotion leads to, once again, they believed John and Patsy as the writers because there was no real threat. If John and Patsy already knew their daughter wasn't kidnapped, there would be no reason for them to make extreme effort to add threats. The length, spelling, handwriting, and lack of emotion in the note point to John and Patsy's involvement in staging their daughter's kidnapping. The notepad and Sharpie used also tie that to conclusion as well, and I'm gonna say I'm calling bullshit on that statement.
Yeah.
That this is what I've said this before in the past, guys. Just because you work for the FBI, just because you have a background, does not mean you know everything, unfortunately, okay?
But the one thing that I'll just throw out there, so I don't forget, um, Patsy was ambidextrous, so
Yeah,
she was able to write in
left-hand,
right hand.
right-handed.
She could write right hand and left. Again, I'm not saying she wrote it, but it is a key thing here because
Sure,
they had all kind of handwriting analysis and testing and whatnot, and
that's the word I was looking
there
for.
is a possible
Right.
like that's out there that they don't know necessarily that she was tested in both hands. So I'm
Yeah,
just throwing it
yeah.
out there.
And one of the things that they said in their analysis also that led them to believe that she's the one that wrote the note was one specific word kind of stood out to them the most, the word hence,
Right,
Yes.
HENCE.
yes,
Yes.
That's not something that many people would use in everyday common language.
right.
Uh, they said because of Patsy's journalism training, and she was known to use the word hence in her writings. So that was another reason that they strongly felt that she was the author of
As
the
well
ransom note.
as well
Yep.
as the fact that that's a very good point. It's funny because I use the word "hence" all the time. It cracks me
So
up.
do I.
Um, also, there was another one of their experts that claimed that they believed Patsy wrote the note because it was titled "Mr. Ramsey." That if it was not her writing it, which I think this is a dumb statement to make, that she would have added her name to it if she was not the one writing it. That doesn't make sense to me. Whoever made that statement, I think that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. But so the note says, Mr. Ramsey, listen carefully. And the handwriting, if you look at it, okay, and it was made mention to it, it goes in and out of what I believe. Like you can see like there's shaky lines, and then there's not, and then there is, and then there's not.
Yeah,
Most of it though is written in a what looks like it almost looks like the hand was shaking as it was writing it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, it says, "Listen carefully. We are a group of individuals that represent a small foreign faction. We do
Faction.
respect faction. That's what I thought. I wasn't trying on my glasses. I probably should have them on. We do respect your business, but not the country that it serves. At this time, we have your daughter in our possession. She is safe and unharmed. And if you want her to see 1997, you must follow our instructions to the letter. You will withdraw $118,000.
Ridiculous.
Remember the $118,000, folks, okay?
Yeah.
From your account, 100,000 will be in $100 bills and the remaining 18,000 in $20 bills. Make sure that you bring an adequate size attaché to the bank. When you get home, you will put the money in a brown paper bag, and I will call you between 8 and 10 a.m. tomorrow to instruct you on delivery. Excuse me. Sorry. The delivery will be exhausting, so I advise you to be rested. If you if we monitor you getting the money early, we might call you early to arrange an earlier delivery of where'd the rest of it go? I thought I had it. But it goes on to explain the rest of it, guys. I don't know. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Oh,
wait, hit
there
the
it is.
yeah, maybe yeah.
There it is. Sorry. The rest of the money, and hence, see how it looks different here, folks? It's like darker
Mm-hmm.
there. I think that might be print, but it still looks a little different. If you look at where the hell did the other arrow go? Anyway, to me it looks different. But anyway, and hence I can't read that word. Pickup of your daughter. Any deviation of my instructions will result in the immediate execution of your daughter. You will also be served her remains. I think that says served for proper burial. The two gentlemen
Yeah.
watching over your daughter do not particularly like you. So I advise you not to provoke them. Speaking to anyone about your situation, such as police, FBI, etc., will result in your daughter being beheaded. If we catch you talking to a stray dog, she dies. If you alert bank authorities, she dies. If the money is in any way marked or tampered with, she dies. You will be
Scanned.
scanned for electronic devices, and if any are found, she dies. You can try to deceive us, but be warned that we are familiar with law enforcement countermeasures and tactics. You stand a 99% chance of killing your daughter if you try to outsmart us. Follow our instructions. And it was stated that I remember reading on it where they believed that the way this was written was to make people believe that these were foreign terrorists per se that were doing this, okay, based on certain things they said and blah blah blah.
Right.
I don't believe that at all. I never have.
No.
I think this is somebody that was local to the United States, and it was written in that aspect on purpose to make it seem that the whole beheaded thing. They said that's a Middle Eastern act that is done in certain situations, and what was one of the reasons why they believed that. So
Click the arrow. I think there's a little
Yeah,
arrow
click
to
the
the right
next
there.
arrow.
sorry.
There should be one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Correct.
last
There you
page.
go.
And if you stand a 100%, I couldn't see. I need new glasses, guys. I'm sorry. I couldn't see the arrow.
Chance. Yeah.
100% chance of getting her back. You and your family are under constant scrutiny as well as the authorities. Don't try to grow a brain, John. And see that right there, that takes
Yeah.
me away from the foreign terrorist theory because of
Right.
Yep.
that statement. That's not something they
Right.
would
Yep.
say. Somebody would say like that. So, you are not the only one or the only
You're not.
at
Yeah.
at
You're not the only one around. I think
it looks
you're.
like it says fat aunt
You are
around.
not
So
the
don't
only. Yeah.
You are
I
not the only fat cat around.
Oh,
there it
fat
is.
cat.
Thank you,
Okay.
Robin. Fat cat around.
Yeah.
Again, another statement that takes me away from the foreign side of
Right.
this.
Right.
So don't think that killing will be different. Don't underestimate us, John. Use that good Southern common sense of yours. It is up to you now, John. Victory SBTC. And then
Yeah. There
that
was so
takes us
much
back to the beginning.
speculation that whoever wrote this had been kind of following like a script from a TV show or a movie
Yes.
Yeah.
because of all these dramatic references
Yes.
Right.
but you're right about that one line, Dago, that's a very personal thing. It sounds like someone who does not like John
Right.
and thinks that John
Definitely
is
knows them.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It definitely takes me to it leads me to believe that these are people that at the very least, whoever this is knows John and Patsy Ramsey, in my opinion. And you notice, I believe that this person despises John Ramsey. Again,
Yep.
there's not one mention of Patsy in here in that aspect. They're
No.
attacking
Right.
his intelligence. They're attacking him in most aspects when they're writing what they're writing. And it's about him, I think. You know what I mean? So there
Yeah.
again, I'll just say that. Let me see
And
now. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's obviously someone who does not like the fact that he has money as far as the
I'll be right
the
back.
the fat cat remark. So obviously
Definitely.
whoever this is resents the fact that they, have money, which that kind of leads me away from Patsy because again, unless she's writing from a more dramatic following like a TV script or movies, maybe something she watched, she was only too happy that I'm sure that they had money. So that
Right.
there's towards the end of this letter, uh, it's very, to my way of thinking, sarcastic, kind of. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, this letter is just it's like off the charts. You don't see a letter like this in a normal
No.
ransom. It's usually one page, a quick thing. And I just the fact that the thing that we do know from evidence is that right, exactly, that someone wrote this was written inside the house on the pad from the pen. So we know that it wasn't written outside the house.
They found the notepad and they
Right.
could see
Right.
the indentations
Right.
from writing it.
Right.
And
One thing,
the
one big thing, sorry, Robin. I just wanted to something just popped into my head. One big thing I wanted to mention too. Again, we just throw things out there for you guys. I'm not I'm not making accusations, but what I'll pose, I'll ask because I'll ask the panel first, and then I'm curious to see what chat was. So to you guys, I know everyone's gonna act like a little different, but let's say we all have kids, right? And your kid is missing. You can't find the kid, right? So you get up in the morning, you can't find whatever. You can't find your son. You're gonna go through the whole house, right? You're gonna check the attic, the basement, the backyard. You're gonna check everywhere, right? For the kid. You can't find him. As you come downstairs, or you see this note, right? You see a letter on the stairs. What would you do?
Call
I'd start
911.
looking through the whole entire house. I mean, I'd tear
Continue
that
looking
house.
through it.
No, you look through the
Yeah.
house, but now you look through the whole
Well,
house.
yeah.
The kid, he's not
Oh,
there. He's not in the
okay.
backyard. He's not out front.
Well,
You
you're going to
go
call the
you-
cops right away. I mean,
Well,
that's what I
But
would
you
do.
see this letter on the stairs. There's a letter just on the stairs, like in an envelope.
Right.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Call the cops.
Yeah.
No,
call
but
the
Yeah.
before
police.
you call it, before you
You
call
open the
cops,
letter and read it. Yes.
You open the letter and read it, right?
Oh, I
Right,
thought
right.
you meant we'd already
No,
read
no,
it.
I thought you meant
this is a big-
afterwards.
No.
Yeah, I thought
I know
that's what I thought.
No, I know it sounds like. I know it sounds like. I know it sounds like dumb. Like, why am I asking this? Well, the reason why I'm making this point is because obviously you don't care about. You're not looking at. I don't at that moment, right? You just want to find your kid. You want to find your son. You want to find your daughter. You don't care about evidence, right? At that point, you just want your kid, right? Well,
Yeah.
there's no DNA from the Ramseys found on that letter. Isn't that interesting?
It is. That's and
Yeah.
they
Don't you think there should be a DNA? Don't you like
Mhm.
why would there not be their DNA on the letter? And I'm not
Yeah.
the reason I say that, I'm not saying that Patsy's DNA should be on the letter that she wrote the letter. Their DNA should be on there because that would be a normal reaction. You're gonna see this letter, this thing, you're gonna be reading it. Why is their DNA not on the letter? It's very interesting.
Well, now, okay, this was in 96, right? Did they
Yes.
deal with trace DNA at that time?
no.
That just picking,
No.
there you go. So if they were to retest that letter now, would they end up finding their DNA?
I would
Because
imagine.
back then, if there was no trace DNA, like if that was a
Not to
new
the probably
field, and-
yeah.
right,
Probably not to the
So
level that
just-
they have
just-
now.
right. So just holding a letter, they wouldn't even known how to test for that kind of thing like they do now. They can test
Right.
for the oil from your skin and so forth. So they could have read the letter. She could have opened the envelope and read the letter, but because of
Yeah.
the technology or lack thereof that existed at the time, but it is, so unless they got a paper cut or something and left behind blood, there may not have been any way
Maybe
to
not touch DNA,
to
but
test at the time.
fingerprints, possibly
fingerprints,
you know?
yes.
And why I say
Fingerprints, right.
that, I say that because at a heightened alert, usually people perspire and they get you're
Right.
emotional.
Right.
I'm not saying
Right.
it happened, but if you're in an excited state, you're sweaty, you're
Exactly.
nervous. So it's just
Yeah.
weird that they didn't find. But you make a good point about the touch DNA. And
Well,
that
we
would
didn't
be
have no
something
offering back then. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Thank
that would
God,
be
but-
something to
Yeah.
something to test now. Would be possibly that touch DNA.
And it
yeah.
and it says we do have the 911 call. It says that I think it was Cena Wong was the expert that they put in charge of this letter, okay? And Wong has always pointed the finger at Patsy, okay? Always. Saying that it's highly probable she wrote the ransom note, and it has never faltered from that statement. Wong spent 3 weeks examining the handwriting on the 3-page note, comparing it to 100 samples of Patsy's handwriting, finding more than 200 similarities between the two. You'll see that just with the A's, the ransom note writer has 4 different variations of the letter A, and then Patsy Ramsey uses the same variation of the 4 types of A's, Wong said. Wong also pointed out that pointed out in the special, I'm sorry, it was an ABC special that she said all this in, that the ransom writer misplaced capital letters in a similar way to Patsy. Patsy, who died of ovarian cancer in 2006, found the note on the bottom of the staircase of the family home in Colorado on December 26th. The note purportedly from a small foreign faction demanded, we all know that stuff already. Later that morning, JonBenet was found, as we all know. We'll get to that point when it comes to that. So this expert has always, and many people have followed this expert, believing that Patsy wrote this letter, period.
Right.
I cannot process why. That's my problem with this. I never have been able to. I don't know, Robin or Logan, any thoughts on
she
this
wasn't
at all?
eliminated. Yeah, she wasn't eliminated by the experts when they did the grand jury and all that. It was
Right.
it was found to be inconclusive. So she wasn't. They didn't say that she wrote it, and they couldn't say that she didn't write it. It was kind of at that time. I know that there's been an expert or two now that say, she wrote it or whatever. But at that time, it was inconclusive of what they got to.
Well, and two, one of the things that would have kind of muddied the water with it too is writing with a Sharpie marker is not like writing with a ballpoint pen. And so you may form your letters differently when you're using a writing instrument like that versus a ballpoint pen or a pencil, and it's something with a finer point. So because it was written, and the Sharpie was found there in the home. It was put back with all the rest of the stuff. So it wasn't like this was something that the killer brought with them. Again, just like the notepad was Patsy's, the Sharpie was found there in the home. They apparently matched it to the particular marker.
Right.
So, but again, to me, it's because you're writing with a Sharpie marker, even the fine point Sharpie markers, your handwriting is still not going to look quite the same as it would when you write with a ballpoint pen or a pencil. So I don't think.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a timeline thing here real fast. And then from there, you guys can, I would, if you, definitely show where that letter was found if we can. 1 minute here. It said that, I think you already may have done this, but I just want to make sure. At 5:30 a.m. that morning, that's when John woke up. Patsy woke up a few minutes later. John took a shower. Patsy put back on the same outfit she had on the night before and reapplied her makeup. John Ramsey reportedly awoke before Patsy at about 5:30 and dressed after showering. The ransom note was discovered at 5:45, and you have that photograph, Logan, I take it. Okay. 1 minute. Where are we at here?
Yeah, it's been sitting back in the.
Where?
Oh, okay.
1 second.
Spiral staircase. I didn't know that.
I'm trying to. I don't know why it won't make it bigger now. I had it bigger before. So it was on the spiral staircase, but as you can see in this picture, that's where it was found. But the checks for the 118,000 total were right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. That's wild.
Yep. That's why I wanted to show it, just so people knew that yes, it was found here, but the checks to be deposited were right there.
That's wild. That that's interesting. How did I never see that before? As much as I looked at this, that's crazy. So again, like I said,
Wow.
5:45 that was discovered. Go ahead, Robin.
No, I was just saying, wow.
No, it's just
So
interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it was discovered Mrs. Ramsey went down the back stairs, which is what those were, obvious right there, towards the second floor, and then the spiral stairs toward the ground floor, where a step near the bottom of the stairs, she discovered a handwritten note on 3 sheets of paper that indicated Jon Benet had been kidnapped. Mrs. Ramsey immediately screamed and proceeded to check Jon Benet's room, which was empty. Mr. Ramsey at 5:52 a.m. went downstairs to read the ransom note while Ms. Ramsey called the police, informing them that her child had been kidnapped. And then at 5:52, at the same time, the parents checked on Burke after hearing Mrs. Ramsey scream. Mr. Ramsey ran downstairs and met Miss Ramsey in the stairwell. Together, they checked on their son, who appeared to be asleep in his room. And then at 5:52 again, Patsy makes the 911 call.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you guys want to go with the call?
Yeah, we have it. We have it backstage.
I know you said something about that a couple times, so I figured we can.
Yeah.
Patsy was the one that made the call, and that was at 5:52. 1 minute later, before we jump into that, Patsy also immediately called family, friends, Fleet, and Priscilla White, John and Barbara Fernie immediately after the note was found. And go for it.
All right. Let me know if you can hear it. Hear it?
911 emergency.
Do you guys hear it or?
Yeah, it just started.
Police. What's going on? 515th Street. What's going on there, ma'am? We have a kidnapping. All right,
Go ahead,
please explain to me
just
what's
wait.
going on, okay? There's a note left and our daughter's gone. A note was left and your daughter is gone? How old is your daughter? 6 years old. She's gone. 6 years old. How long ago was this? I don't know. I just found the note. And my daughter's Does it say who took her? What? Does it say who took her? I don't know. There's a ransom note here. It's a ransom note? It says FBTC. Victory. Please. Okay, what's your name? Are you Patsy Ramsey? I'm the mother. Oh my God. Please. I'm sending an officer over, okay? Please. Do you know how long she's been gone? No, I don't. Please, we just got out. Is she right here? Oh my God, please. Okay, well, is somebody? I am, honey. Please. Take a deep breath. Please, okay? Hurry. Patsy.
So that's the 911 call. And it's really only like a minute.
There
You
was
guys-
more to that though.
I thought there was more. There was audio.
Mhm.
She never disconnected the call. There was more
There
audio
is.
in the background.
There is.
Which
Yeah.
is interesting.
You can't really make out exactly what's said at the end. But yeah, that's the
See
main
if
part.
I thought I had that. I'm sorry. Go
It
ahead.
was the point that she thought she disconnected the call and she didn't.
Right.
And they were trying to say that Burke was still asleep, although you can hear Burke in the background of that call. when she
Right.
thought she was up. That's the big point of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Well, it's another
me-
right. She disputes and says it's not Burke. Burke says he was sleeping, but experts have kind of cleaned up the audio a little bit, and it's definitely a male voice, and it's not from John. It's not from
Right.
Jon Ramsey. So who's the other male that's there? It's Burke.
And
the
Burke's voice wouldn't be that deep at that age anyway.
No, he
right.
was 9.
Right.
Yeah, he was 9. So it wasn't even like he had hit puberty yet. So I would like to know, like, okay, maybe is it a young boy's voice or is it a like older male's voice?
And one of the things she said, I'll say this, the way she said, and this could just be me because I do true crime. I'm the mother. That's
Yeah,
something that I've always kind of maybe overly analyzed, I guess. Um, I don't know. I'm her mother is what I would have expected. She's my daughter. I'm her mom. Something like that. And I
right.
know you can't ever say how you're going to act when you're in that situation, but to say I'm the mother, it's always kind of put me sideways a little bit with that. You know what I mean?
It's a little odd that you would say
Yeah.
I'm the mother, not the
Right.
mom. I'm her mom, you know, like you're saying, to use that pronoun versus just the.
Right. And see, the person that analyzed this call, I went through this and I was reading it. And this person comes back and says, we can reasonably conclude with the following assessments and opinions based on Patsy's words. The first one, and this, I disagree with this because I heard her clearly say it. Patsy never reports Jon Benet as being kidnapped, but she did. She said, we have a kidnapping. She didn't say Jon Benet was kidnapped, but she said, we have a kidnapping. That's what my theory is on that's what that means. Okay. Then it says, number 2, linguistically, a perpetrator doesn't exist in Patsy's account. Okay. Patsy and Jon Ramsey possessed the kidnapping that is being reported. It says that, and this is again the analysis from the expert that analyzed the 911 call. JonBenet's status of gone is of low priority to Patsy as it pertains to what Patsy's reporting. Number 4 was number 5 was the ransom note is of higher priority that JonBenet's status as it pertains to what Patsy's reporting. And then at number 6, it said Patsy does not demonstrate the expected maternal instinct in an emergency involving one's own child. Now, that statement, I will say, I even asked my wife about this, her whole psychology background, blah, blah, blah. She said that she would have expected Patsy to be unable to have a full conversation on the phone. She sounded distraught.
Well,
But my wife said it doesn't sound like she's that upset, like she's crying. She should be crying, she thinks. A lot more freaking out more, I guess, for lack of better terms. You know what I mean? And I have to say, I kind of agree a little bit with that.
a little
Maybe
bit.
that's the
Yeah.
expected maternal instinct they're talking about. I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
And then it says there is sufficient cause to be concerned for the presence of crime scene staging. Okay. I don't know. And this was just an analysis of somebody. I can't find that secondary audio. That's driving me nuts because I had it before. Um,
Just real quick, Gramilla asks, so does that mean like they already looked? I'll have to look all this up, I guess. I'm not sure if she ever said or if they ever said. No, they have not looked for her. As far as we know, they had at this point of
not
the
at that point.
at the time of the 911 call, they had not
Yeah.
went looking through the house for her.
Yeah, at that point they had not started looking. They just called 911 immediately, which is what you should do. Um, and in the meanwhile, my understanding is that John, if she was calling, I would have been looking. I'll just put it that way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The word was that didn't happen. That he was there.
Right.
And there is that other male voice in the background. I'm trying like crazy to find the other audio, guys, and I thought it was attached to that call, and I had it before, and I cannot find it
Yeah.
at all. Hold on here.
Okay.
Um,
Where the hell did it
but
go?
make a key note that a behavioral analysis of 911 call, although everyone always wants to do it, it is limited. It's inherently limited. It can highlight patterns, stress markers, and oddities, but it cannot diagnose guilt or innocence by itself. So that is a key thing to keep in mind.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this it?
Right. It is just a very odd call to
Yeah.
me because I would have been like, you need to get somebody here quick. My daughter is missing.
Well,
We have looked, we cannot find her. There's this note here saying that she's been kidnapped. One thing I found was odd, that she thought to tell them the very ending, that the
yeah,
signature that was
yeah,
on the
yeah.
note.
I got something on that. So yeah, so the main part of the call before she doesn't hang up at the end, it's a minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You still trying to find it?
I'm still looking. I had it
Okay,
like
so
3 days ago, but
yeah. So when
That's okay.
she opened, yeah. So I'll talk about some of the parts that she spoke about. So she opens up with police and gives the address 755 15th Street. The dispatcher's first task is basic triage. Get the location and establish the emergency. That is normal 911 protocol. Patsy does provide the address very clearly, which is behaviorally consistent with someone trying to trigger a fast response. Um, from 5 to 12
I found
seconds.
it, I think.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to throw it.
And they slow it down at the end of this, and this is where people are saying, "Is that Burke?" So on and so forth. I'll just let this. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'll have to scrub through it, obviously, but it's in the back. It's backstage, Robin.
Okay, let me pull that up.
Not
Is
that
that
one.
the right one?
No.
Mhm.
Should be
Oh,
a
okay.
picture of Burke and Jon Benet.
Okay, there it is.
All right. Here we go. 1 minute.
Phone, a chilling detail emerges. The voice of her young son, Burke, can be heard asking, "What did you find?" Jon Ramsey can be heard saying, "We're not speaking to you." This raises questions about Burke's involvement in the tragic event, despite his parents' claims that he was asleep the entire time and never left his bedroom.
911 emergency. Police. What's going on? 15th Street. What's going on there, ma'am?
We have a kidnapping. Hi, please.
Explain to me what's going on, okay?
There's a note left and our daughter's gone.
A note was left and your daughter is gone? How old is your daughter?
6 years old. She's gone. 6 years old.
How long ago was it?
I don't know. I just found the note. And my daughter's
Does it say who took her?
What?
Does it say who took her?
I don't know. There's a ransom note here.
It's a ransom note?
It says FBTC. Victory. Please.
Okay, what's your name? Are you
See, I have to agree with my wife and other people I've heard. She just sounds too calm to me. That's all I'm gonna say. That doesn't mean that she did something wrong. She just seems a little too calm to me, is all I'm saying, okay? This is my opinion, of course.
Yeah.
Patty Ramsey, I'm the mother. Oh my God. Please.
I'm sending an officer over, okay?
Please.
Do you know how long she's been gone?
No, I don't. Please, we just got out. Is she right here? Oh my God, please.
Okay, well,
There's somebody.
I am, honey.
Please.
Take a deep breath,
Please,
okay?
hurry.
Patsy. Patsy.
Listen to the end of the call again, as we have reduced the speed of the audio and raised the volume. Let us know what you hear in the comments. The call again, as we have reduced the speed of the audio and raised the volume. Let us know what you hear in the comments.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's male or female. It's hard to tell.
Right.
I've
Yeah.
always had issues with that. I'm curious what your thoughts, Logan, Robin, what you think you hear. It almost sounds like like I don't even know how to explain it, you guys. It's weird. It doesn't really sound female, but it doesn't really sound male.
Well, I can tell you what oh, go ahead, Robin.
No, I was just gonna say, stupid StreamYard. I have trouble hearing stuff like this anyway. So,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure personally
There's
what
other
it is that I'm hearing.
Yeah. There's some other people that like I know we don't have it here that have cleaned it up the end there.
Yeah.
They've cleaned it up. I'm not gonna get into specifically what I think happened, but I think that it's a strong possibility that it's Burke that.
And it kind of sounds to me like, what did you see is what I've gathered. Logan?
I would have to listen to it on my own with headphones to know what I hear.
Yeah.
I thought in the past, I thought I heard, "What did you do?"
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna play it a couple more times real quick because maybe that's what I'm hearing instead of C. I do hear what did you. I thought it was C, but but you're right. It's easier to do it with headphones and so on and so forth. I fully agree.
Let us know what you hear in the comments.
And it's weird because there's that background noise that's with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So they
it's
say
very
right. So they say that it's supposed to be. I mean, what did you find? That's what they're saying is said.
See, the syllables don't match that for me.
No, and it also doesn't sound like something. If it's supposed to be Burke, a 9-year-old boy, we all have to remember he was 9 years old at the time. This does not sound like something that a boy that now I could see, them saying, what is it, mommy? What is it, dad? What, or what?
It
But
doesn't
what
sound like
did
a
you
9-year-old
find?
boy either.
Yeah, right. It does not. So
If you watched anything that Burke did when he was younger, I think there were a couple interviews with him or something, right?
Yeah.
That does not sound like Burke to me. I don't know why.
Mm.
That's just me, guys. It doesn't mean it's not him. Okay.
Right.
It sounds fabricated in that way. It's weird. It probably isn't. It's just what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
mutated or somewhere. I don't know what I'm trying to say,
but we know from his own words that he was not sleeping the whole time.
Right.
That's the only thing.
Right.
So it's not a speculation at this point. For a while it was because Patsy and Jon Ramsey kept saying, no, Burke was sleeping. He had nothing to do with anything. He wasn't downstairs. But Burke did an interview with Dr. Phil and said he was awake.
Right.
So,
right.
Exactly.
So there we have an inconsistency, one of the thousands that exist in this case.
So
but
here's another version of this. I couldn't get to it, Fizzy, until now because I had stuff on my screen. But just to give you guys another option here.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Fizzy gave this, and it was transcribed as well. Thank you, Fizzy. I'm sorry I couldn't get to it until now. I was sharing the screen, so I couldn't pull it up, or it would have pulled up the Discord.
Right.
1 minute. Okay. And let me know if you hear it okay.
You gotta pull it up, right? This one?
Ready to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. Now I hear, what did you do?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm gonna slow that down. Hold on a minute. Let's go to there. See what happens. This is the part of doing these cases I love. One minute. Sorry, it jumped. It's moving too fast.
So
Boy.
just
You can really.
good.
Hold on. Sorry, I got to. Just a minute. Sorry. I don't know why this does this. 1 second, you guys. My apologies. Okay, back to that again. Go ahead, 1-1. I'll pull it back up.
So what I was gonna say. So just the two things I know. So for those of you, like, we're not gonna get into a whole big thing now. I know we're basically
No,
Yeah.
because we're about ready to
at
wrap
the
up
end.
for the night.
But just to tell you the two things, those of you who don't really know the case, Logan mentioned it earlier. So again, I'm not going to go into a whole big thing with it, but just real quick, so I mentioned apparently Jon Benet had an issue with wetting the bed. Now, is it possible that she wet the bed, and that is the, that's the scream that you heard? The Patsy was yelling at her. That's possible, definitely. Everything has to be perfect, so maybe maybe it didn't. Maybe it wasn't that, but it could be.
You mean at midnight?
What?
You talking about the screen, the neighborhood at midnight?
Yeah. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that that's what it is. The other one of the threads, just to kind of throw it at you guys, and I said Logan mentioned it earlier, which to me is a big issue. Okay, so we have confirmation now that Burke said he went downstairs and he was trying to look at the Christmas gifts and whatever. He was down there. So that's confirmation. It's from his mouth.
Right.
It's from him. It's
Yep.
not even a witness. It's him himself saying he went
Right.
down there. So he was down there.
And that is
Now,
something we will.
yeah. Well, I was just gonna,
we don't want to.
no, I know,
We
but
don't
I
want to
just
keep
have to
going
touch
too much
it.
on that.
No, I know. I just have to touch on it because Logan mentioned it. I'm not gonna go into a whole big thing, but
Right.
The pineapple. Okay, Burke he had a dish of pineapple, and that pineapple. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that pineapple, but Jon Benet and her family, right? They went out to the Whites. They went to a party. There was no pineapple. Okay. We have the account now that he's admitting that he went downstairs. Pineapple was undigested pineapple was found in the stomach contents of Jon Benet. So if they know 100% that she did not get the pineapple from at the party at the Whites, the pineapple has to be from that somehow, but probably from what Burke had. The thread that's there is it possible that she tried to take some pineapple from Burke and he got mad? He had a tendency previously. I read it to you before. He was aggressive. He had hit her before with a golf club. That's what the housekeeper had said. Is it possible that he got mad that she took a piece of pineapple and he hit her with something, possibly a flashlight, possibly something else,
Right.
and maybe
Which we
hit
will
her
get
too hard.
into
Right.
next week.
But
Yeah,
just wanted to throw it
definitely.
at you guys.
And before we get out of here, I want to throw this at you guys one more time. Robin, if you don't mind pulling that back up, because I didn't get a chance to do what I was doing with it. So before we leave, I want to play this one more time for you guys, or just a couple, and then
Is
hold on to
this
that.
the right one?
Yeah, this is the one with the
Okay.
extra added enhanced audio, and it's just so fast. It was hard to hold on to.
Yeah.
And stop it from playing. So once I go with it, I'll control it better. So just listen to this again, and then tell me what you guys feel you're hearing. Maybe I will slow it just a tinge, maybe not as much as I did before. Like right to there. See if that makes a difference. All right, on we go. Now, that I can say does sound like a 9-year-old boy to me. Okay. What did you do? I do hear that. I don't hear get off me.
Yeah.
I don't hear we're not speaking.
Yeah, I don't know about that,
Right,
but
right.
I'll have to listen to it with headphones because StreamYard, for whatever stupid reason, doesn't let me
you hear
hear it doesn't like me hearing things, apparently.
Oh.
It wants to
I'm gonna
keep me in
throw
the dark.
I'm
So
gonna throw the
I
link to
will
this in the background
have
for
to
you
listen
guys
to
if you
that.
want to take it. Yeah, I threw the link in the private chat if you want to pull it and listen to it.
Awesome.
So it's very interesting. So at this point, you guys, that's where we're at with this. Next Sunday, of course, we're gonna open up to more, obviously.
Yep.
When she was found, how she was found, all that fun stuff. Well, not
Right.
fun. I shouldn't say fun, but you know what I mean.
Yes. We know what you mean.
But it's a very
Yeah.
interesting situation. It's a very odd case.
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, the handwriting stuff, all of that stuff is very interesting. How this is all
Yeah,
worked out. So
definitely. Yeah, definitely. So, well, I think we will go ahead and close. We'll go ahead and do Dago 1-1. See if Logan is back. Poor Bronxy had to go, and then I'll close us out. So go ahead then there, Dago. What say you, sir, for your close?
oh, first I should pull that down. So again, thank you guys for joining us tonight. This is a very, very interesting case. I hope you guys are getting the same thing out of it that we are. And maybe one of these days they will find the truth, the answers to who took this beautiful little girl's life. It's very intricate. There's a lot to it. And hopefully we're presenting it to you in a way that you guys appreciate and enjoy. What I mean by enjoy is you understand, it's not an enjoyable thing, sadly, because a little girl lost her life, but still, I think you guys know what I meant. And I
Yeah.
very much am enjoying covering this. I love doing these Sunday series the way we do with Miss Logan, Robin 1-1. It's always very enjoyable. So thank you all for joining us. Again, as always, thank you to the moderators. You guys are amazing. Again, couldn't do this without you guys, period. So thank you for everything you do. Thank you again to my production manager, Mike, Miss Molly, the videographer, and every one of my amazing moderators. Love to all of you and all of the moderators and all the channels in here. You guys are all amazing. Again, guys, folks, don't forget to love yourselves, love each other. Please don't change a thing. You guys are perfect because you are truly the beautiful people. And we will see you all very soon.
Thank you. And 1-1.
Great show. I could probably go on for another 10 hours with this stuff, but Robin may hold me out on the clothesline to dry if I did that. So no, it's great. I love this case. Everyone seems to be well interested and fired up into it. There's so many different angles and different things to discuss and talk about and debate. I see some people, they're getting passionate in the chat about some of the stuff, and that's great. That's what we that's what we love to see. We love to see you bring,
Yeah.
everyone into it. That's it. I'm there could be, sometimes new information comes out, things come up. We're not all perfect up here, nor do we ever claim to be. So someone, you guys out there, you may have something newer that came out, or something else that maybe we missed, or whatnot, and that's great. Bring it out, let us know. Where we definitely don't claim to be infallible, so we we welcome the debate and the discussion and the theories. So that's what this show is about. That's what it's all about,
Yep.
is bringing these
Yep.
theories and to the forefront. And you may have in your mind, oh, I kind of think that this is what happened, or that's what happened. But I just say, just keep an open mind. Just at least be willing. There's a lot of stuff that's out there about this case. At least be willing to listen. As I have to say a line from our boss Lee, right? Listen. um, just be willing to listen. Doesn't mean you have to change you don't necessarily have to change your opinion, but at least just listen to different, different theories and different interviews and different things that come out. And you might change what you think, or maybe, or it might, you might double down and say, no, this is really what I feel. That doesn't make sense. And that's fine, but again, as what Lee always says, what I can tell you is, although this case is not exactly the same as Idaho 4, right? Because we don't have a killer behind bars. Still, the info that we have with some of the timeline and some of the facts is not all what they have told us. There are things changed, and things move, lots of fuckery, lots of different nonsense. So that we
Yep.
can all agree on.
Yep.
Thanks to all of you, the mods, the panel. We love the support for all of you who come here each and every night, and thanks to all of you. And I'll end you here with a movie quote. Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
I know. Oh, here. Okay. So there's two people talking. There's been multiple versions of this movie. But I'll just start. Okay. Hey man, you ever go in that slaughter room, or whatever they call it? The place where they shoot cattle in the head, and that big air gun? Oh, that gun's no good. I was in there once with my uncle. The old way, with a sledge. You see, that's way better. They die better that way. Well, how come? I thought the gun was better. Oh no. With the new way, people were put out of jobs. Did you do that? Look, I was the killer. Damn. Anything yet?
No clue.
No idea yet?
No idea.
Hey, I bet that's some of that guy's blood. Look at that. Look at that. You think that's blood? Yeah, I guess so. Oh, that's blood, all right. And that guy cut the hell out of himself. You think you could do that to yourself? I'm not crazy. Yeah, but it takes something, though. I mean, just to do that to yourself like he did. God, hey, you think I said something made him mad? Well,
Nope.
what?
So Jason Purcell
You're
said No
crazier than he
Country
was.
for Old Men?
No.
Nope.
I just
I
can't
still
take
don't
no
know.
pleasure in killing. There's just some things you got to do. Don't mean you have to like it. I'll give you a hint. It is in the horror movie genre.
What decade did it drop in?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I will- was that Essie?
No, that was
you got-
me. Is that right?
Oh, you got it. You got it. You got
I
it.
was going to say that and thought, no, they didn't have a conversation in there. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, shit. I
Good for
can't
you.
believe I got
Robin out
that.
of nowhere. Robin out of nowhere.
Yeah, because he worked in a slaughterhouse. Absolutely. I'll be
Yes.
damned.
Yeah.
Good job,
Okay.
Robin.
How about that? Oh my God, that's
Good job.
so funny.
Good job.
Absolutely.
See,
Great
you
job.
can
Oh
get
my
them.
gosh, I can't. Wow, I'm gonna write that. I gotta write that on the calendar. Remind me to write that on the calendar. Oh my God.
Especially that movie.
Oh my
Because there's
God.
like 5
Oh,
of them.
that's so
So
funny.
good job.
Yeah. I love those movies. I do. So
Definitely.
that's what
Yeah.
started making it click. I was like, wait a minute. But anyhow, but that was so cool. It doesn't look like Logan's back. So if she comes back in the meantime, I know poor Bronxy was crossing his legs there. But
Right.
so I will go ahead and close us out. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We appreciate you so much when you show up for us live. We also appreciate it when you watch on the replay crew. So that is just as important. Please make sure that you like the video, you subscribe to all 3 channels. Make sure that you comment on the videos. That's also very, very helpful. And we love reading your comments, by the way. So, and we do try to get to
Yes.
them. So please make sure you comment. And we hope that you enjoyed the first episode in the look at this case. And we'll be back again with it next Sunday. We'll pick up kind of like right from the 911 call, and we'll maybe do a little recap, and then we'll kind of go on from there. And so we appreciate you all so much, and we'll be back tomorrow night like normal at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So you guys have been wonderful. Thank you for all the commenting in the chats. We absolutely love it. And I will say good night for Logan. Be kind to yourselves, but more importantly, be kind to your animals. So
There you
hope
go.
everyone has a wonderful night. Take care,
Yeah.
guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.